Displaced Marriott workers met with hotel management and the government earlier this week to get answers from the authorities as to when they can expect to return to work and the status of their employment. Representing the government were Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and Minister of Commerce Wendy Phipps. SK Newsline received voice notes and clips reportedly recorded during the meeting. Some workers appeared irritable, as seen in this video making the rounds on social media.
So today, you get money salary handsomely. The Prime Minister get money, being a pandemic that you are in. I want to know what will happen to me going forward after today. We need answers.
If we heal, we want to go away with answers, not to come back another time, because right now, time is precious. So we need to go away with answers. And I think that you guys wasn't prepared enough, because we needed everybody in some department to be here so we could go away with confidence, with more answers, because as I know, nothing is in place for the workers.
The stimulus package is very good, but it cannot do nothing for me. I need my money. If the bar is not open and the hotel is not open back soon, I love my job. Everybody knows I love my job.
When a person is to be paid out, normally you get paid on the last year that you work. However, my question to you is, if I'm not laid off, but my salary has been decreased, let's say I was getting 4,000, but now I'm getting 1,000. How, and I'm getting that for 3-4 months. How does that play into my 1 year? Now, does that redundancy, does that count as part of my year?
Prime Minister Harris sought to assure workers that the hospitality sector will open up in due course.
Government is committed to a stronger and safer future. And the stronger and safer future means that the government will be with you doing those things that are necessary to keep you safe. That the government will take action that is required to ensure that the economy can open again, and that the economy will be healthy and strong enough to create job opportunities for the people who are willing and able to work.
But chairman of the opposition St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, Dr. Terence Drew, said the workers' response is due to what he believes is a poor response by the government to the impacts of COVID-19 on the local economy.
And just looking at the meeting at Marriott, one would quickly recognize that the government's plan to deal with the pandemic, at least from the economic standpoint, it has been weak thus far. People are hurting. I'm telling you, I'm meeting people who can't afford to buy food. That is why in the campaign we had made a decision that we'll use a lot of the campaign funds and divert it to buy at least basic foods for people. But of course, we depend on donations, and that is a limited scope. But people need work. People need to be able to satisfy their basic needs. One of the things I'm calling for is an increase in the stimulus package. You cannot give people less than minimum wage. How can you give somebody who probably working in a hotel making maybe let's say $3,000-4,000, and then you're going to reduce that to $1,000, and then you expect that person to pay their mortgage, the electricity is still there, the water bill is still there. There might be a moratorium, but those bills are accumulating.
The Marriott workers have been out of work since the abrupt closure of the resort at the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic. The travel industry globally has been heavily hit by the pandemic, as only a few countries in the region have reopened their borders. The St. Kitts Nevis government has not yet indicated when the borders would reopen, but pointed out that it will do so in a strategic manner. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.